I wasn't going to film a product review for Olight this month. I was going to have a break, but the two items they decided to send me are so cool that I couldn't say no. So I'm filming two Olight reviews this month. This is the first one, and this is for the Array 2 Pro headlamp. This one. Hey you! You're watching Robbie Fishing. Now these types of product reviews can become quite long-winded and boring, so I'm going to cut through all the crap, do away with the unboxings. I'm not going to go too much into tech specs. I'm just going to tell you what it is, what it does, how it works, what cool features it's got, and I'll give you a brief overview. So this is the Olight Array 2 Pro headlamp. It has three globes. It has two white globes and a red globe. It has a spot, a flood and a red. Now each one of those three globes has three light settings: low, medium and high. Now with the white globes you can have the flood on its own, so you've got low flood, medium flood and high flood, and then you can have the two white globes on, the flood and the spot at the same time, low, medium and high. And with the red you can only have the red, and that's low, medium and high. You can't have the spot on its own. If you can, I haven't worked out how. So that's the settings. Now the brightest output is when you use the two white globes, the spot and the flood, and that gives you 2 minutes at 1500 lumens, which is very bright, and then it throttles down to 380 lumens for 188 minutes. So you get, basically, once you turn it on, you get 3 hours of bright light. The difference between the 380 lumens and the 1500 lumens isn't as big as you might think. So you turn it on, you get that initial boost of 1500 lumens, and then it throttles down to 380 lumens. Now for all the tech specs, or all the battery life, the power, the brightness, I'm going to put the graph on the screen now for you to look at, so that I don't have to waste too much time in this video running through it. Now I'm going to share this for about 100 seconds, so get ready to push pause now. 1, 2, skip a few, 99, 100. Right, did you get it? Let's go and have a play with this light and I'll show you how it works. Now I'm in a toilet block. It's a little bit darker in here and you might be able to get an idea. Probably not many people have filmed product reviews in public toilets. Now this is how the torch looks. If I go to the back here, it's got the power pack at the back and the torch at the front. Now if you look there, you can see that little box there, that's the sensor. It's got a sensor so that when I swipe my hand past it, it turns it up and down, and I'll tell you about that shortly. That's the red light. Then it's got the spot and the flood. I totally could have them two backwards, I'm not sure, but there's a spot and a flood there, a red light and a sensor, and the power pack is at the back. Right, now let's see how the torch works. It's got a button on top, single button operation. Push it once, it comes on, and that's on single globe. Double click, it cycles through the mode. So double click 2, double click red, double click back to 1, then double click to 2, double click back to red, single to turn off. Now I'm going to be facing this way a lot here because I'm looking at the screen to make sure I'm doing this right. So one click turns it on, double click cycles through the settings. Now, and if you hold the button down, I'll go back into the single globe. All right, oops, so there's red, now double click. Now if I hold the button down, it'll cycle through low, medium, high. Low, medium, high, low, medium, high. Let's go to low. Now, this is the coolest thing about this torch. When I first saw this, I couldn't understand why this would be such a selling point, but I'll tell you why it is shortly, because I think it's a really good thing. So because that's on low, I can't make it go any lower, but if I go up, that's medium, that's bright. Down, up. Now if I go across, I think it's that way, two globes will come on. So now I'll go down. That's 2 low, 2 medium, 2 high. Let's turn that back down to 1 globe. So I'll go back that way. That's 1 medium, 1 high. So when you use your hand, left and right, you can cycle through the settings. You can cycle between 1 and 2 globes, and you can cycle between bright and dull. But what you can't do is go to red. You have to physically touch it twice to go into red, but then once you're in red, you've still got the high, medium and low with your hands. But left and right won't do anything because it doesn't cycle through from red. So I go back into white. I'll use my left hand this time. 2 globes, 1 globe. 2 globes, 1 globe. Bright, Brighter, low, lower. If you have it too far away, nothing happens. You've got to be really close to the light. Let's turn it on. It's 2 globes. It's low, low. Right, so that's turbo brightness. We can see that at turbo it's lighting up the entire dam. But that only goes for 2 minutes and then it throttles down. And see a heap of wood ducks on that tree out there. I don't know whether this mobile phone will be able to pick them up or not. Huh. But anyway, you can see from here that in turbo mode it's quite bright. I'll use my phone for these types of clips because it seems to do a better job than regular cameras. Anyway, I'll stop recording now. I'm going to use it for a couple of minutes until it throttles down to the 380 lumens and then I'll turn it back on. I've exhausted my 2 minutes of turbo and I'm now into my regular high setting. High with 2 globes. And I get this for 3 hours, 188 minutes, a bit over 3 hours. As you can see here, there's more than adequate lighting for bushwalking and stuff at night time. But it's not bright enough to go hunting. It is just hitting the other side of the dam over there. So you can see there it's lighting up the trail quite well, it's lighting up the bush in there. Let's put it into the red mode and see how it looks. Oh, these are the red light. You actually get quite a bit of red light, it's a lot brighter than I thought it would be. But it certainly won't light up the other side of the dam like the whites did. I'll go back down to the start of the dam here. Yeah, it's not reaching the other side. Right, so there, that's just showing you the main use of the torch. High, bright, for 3 hours of that. And one thing I did forget to tell you about is that at the back of the torch, it's got these 3 flashing lights on the back of your head, just like a push bike, in case you're riding your bike with no helmet on or you just want people to see where you are. That's on the back of the power pack, the back of the head strap. Now let's go and talk about who I think this torch is going to be good for. That's the Array 2 Pro by Olight. Now at the time of filming I don't know how much this costs. I did have a look at the Olight website and the previous model, the Array 2S, was $117 at full price. So it would be cheaper than that during the flash sale. Now there's a flash sale starting tonight at 8 PM on the 23rd of November and this will be on special then. So I don't know what the full price is, let alone the marked down price. But well, that's at the time of filming. There'll be links in the video description below to where you can find them online and you can see how much they are selling for. Who do I think this is for? I think it'll be great for hunters, but not for hunting. It's not bright enough for hunting. It's not bright enough to use as a spotlight. You might be able to pick off a few rabbits close to the shed or something, but you wouldn't buy this for a hunting light. But if you're a deer hunter or something, you'd definitely buy this to help walk out of the bush. Unlike the Perrin 2, which is one of my favourite Olights, this distributes the weight, so you've got half the weight at the back of your head and half at the front of your head. The Perrin 2, the whole lot is in the front and it gets quite bulky on the front of your head. This is a lot lighter than the Perrin 2. It's not as bright as the Perrin 2, but it's a lot lighter and it's got a red light which is particularly useful for nighttime looking for animals. A lot of animals and reptiles and stuff don't see red. I know snakes and goannas and stuff can't see red. I'm not sure about foxes, but I've got a funny feeling that they struggle to see red on the spectrum. But anyway, so it'll be great for hunters, bushwalkers, and because of that swiping motion, you've got to turn it on first, but because once it's on, because you can swipe past the turn it on and turn it up and all that sort of stuff, as you can see there. Because of that, I think it will be particularly handy for anybody using gloves. If you're night fishing at Lake Eildon in the middle of winter and you've got gloves on, that might come in really handy. If you're up in the ski fields working in the snowmaking industry or something and you've got gloves on, cross-country skiers, people walking at night time, tradies with riggers gloves on under a house in the dark, if you've got a torch on, you can turn the torch up and down and adjust the brightness with gloves on without touching the button. And also fishermen and hunters that are gutting and cleaning things that got guts and blood or slime on the hands, whether you're gutting a rabbit or skinning a fox or keeping out a deer or gutting a fish after dark and you've got slimy stuff on your hands, it's great because you don't have to touch the button and put blood and slime and stuff all over the button. Folks, hopefully I didn't ramble on too much in this Olight video. I tried to keep it as short and factual as I can. Check out the link in the video description below and you can find out more about this and any other products that are on sale. Oh, mozzies are bad in here.